This peptide was originally isolated as a gastric juice, so meaning it played a major role in just gut protection, gut repair. We've learned, though, clinically that BPC 157 actually goes far beyond that. And here's what really makes it so powerful. It accelerates tissue repair. It supports tendon, ligament, and muscle healing. It improves joint recovery, protects and repairs the gut lining, and supports angiogenesis, which meaning it improved blood flow to like injured tissue. So if you have knee, elbows from playing pickleball, whatever it is, that's what it does.
Welcome to Health Decoded, your number one source for real health information, with your hosts, Dr. Alessi and Matt Tack.
Welcome to Health Decoded, your co-host, Matt Tack. I'm actually running solo today with Dr. Alessi out, so I have a very special episode for you in order. So as we dig into this Christmas week, we're wrapping up an incredible year at Alessi Functional Health, and I wanted to do something a little bit different for this solo episode because there's one topic that consistently gets people excited, curious, and asking great questions in our clinic. It's peptides. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about peptides, but full transparency, I use peptides on an everyday basis. We prescribe them across many of our clinic protocols, and when used correctly, they could be used as one of the most powerful tools to help you age or even help you feel 10 years younger. So whether you're listening to this while wrapping presents, traveling for the holidays, or sneaking in a Christmas workout, maybe eating a few cookies too, this episode is for you. Today, I'm going to break down what peptides actually are and why they're becoming such a big part of modern functional and longevity medicine, and my top 5 peptides that I believe everyone should at least be educated on. This isn't about hype. This is just pure education. So let's dig in. What is a peptide? So before we talk about specific peptides, we need to make sure everyone understands what a peptide actually is, because there's a lot of confusion out there. Simply put, peptides are short-chain amino acids that act as signaling molecules in the body. So just to give you an example, if you think of a full-length novel, peptides are sentences or even paragraphs, small, specific, and very, very targeted. So according to peptide education, which we get it from Peptide University, that's how we stay up to date on everything, standards used in clinical programs, peptides function by this, sending messages between cells. They also turn biological processes either on or off and support healing, repair, metabolism, immunity, and even hormone signaling. So your body already makes thousands upon thousands of peptides naturally. So then what's the issue? As we age or as inflammation sets in, stress, gut issues, even chronic disease pile up, our natural peptide production naturally is going to decline as we age. So that decline shows up in a slower healing process, poor recovery, joint pain, gut dysfunction, skin aging, hormone imbalances, and a general feeling of, man, I don't really bounce back like I used to. So clinical peptide therapy is about restoring signals the body already understands. So not forcing it to do something completely unnatural. That's why peptides fit so beautifully into the functional medicine protocol. They don't override physiology. They just purely remind it. All right. So now let's dig into my top 5 that now you've been educated at just what a peptide is. So BPC 157, they call this the repair peptide. If I had to pick one peptide that consistently just delivers across the board, it's going to be BPC 157. BPC 157 stands for the body protectant compound. And this peptide was originally isolated as a gastric juice. So meaning it played a major role in just gut protection, gut repair. So we've learned, though, clinically that BPC 157 actually goes far beyond that. And here's what really makes it so powerful. It accelerates tissue repair. It supports tendon, ligament, and muscle healing. It improves joint recovery, protects and repairs the gut lining, and supports angiogenesis, which meaning it improved blood flow to like injured tissue. So if you have knee, elbows from playing pickleball, whatever it is, that's what it does. So in the clinic, what do we use it for? So we use it for that chronic joint pain, tendon and ligament issues. You have post-surgical recovery. It's good for leaky gut and inflammatory gut conditions is really what we predominantly use it for. And then patients who just like don't feel like they heal like they used to, right? When they, whenever you say that, BBC 157 is your go-to. So I love about it because it supports the actual repair of that tissue of whatever's going on. Gut lining, tissue repair, doesn't matter. It targets the source. So this is one of those peptides where patients always come back and say, I didn't just feel better. I actually healed a lot faster. So there's a big, big distinction between those two. So we want to make sure that you are healing faster because people want to feel better faster. And then you also feel and heal better than you were before. So here is number 2. I'm going to step into number 2 because these actually run in parallel with one another. So BPC 157 is great comboed up with TB 500. And they call this the system healing accelerator peptide. So this is derived from thymosin, which is a beta 4 peptide. It's BPC 157 is the precision repair tool, hyper-focused where the inflammation exists. TB 500 is the system-wide connector. So they talk to one another. It works by supporting cellular migration to injured areas, and it's reducing inflammation, improve flexibility and mobility in tissues, and enhancing overall recovery capacity. So clinically, what do we use this for? Injuries are widespread or complex, recovery has stalled, and there's really that chronic inflammation layered in old injuries. So I, as an athlete, love this one because the value in it is so high. I call myself the forever athlete, but it's also good for the weekend warriors, the aging joints, and just patients with those musculoskeletal joint disease, or even just those old injuries that may have occurred. So the big takeaway here that I want you to take with TB500, it doesn't just heal one spot. It's a global connector and improves the environment for healing throughout the body. So that's why BPC 157 and TB 500 are often combined as a blend. And they do blend peptides. So those are two very good common blends that we'll actually issue in our protocols. Now, let me step into number 3. It's GHK-Cu, the longevity and regeneration peptide. So let's talk a little bit more about this. It's a longevity-focused peptide, also known as the copper peptide. This peptide actually naturally decline with age. That's why supplementation exists. So that decline correlates with skin aging. You'll lose that collagen in your skin, poor wound healing, hair thinning, increased inflammation. So I have thinner hair. That's why I use it. I want to protect the hair that I have. So GHK-U has also been shown to support collagen production and elastin production, improve skin quality and the overall firmness of it, enhanced wound repair. It also modulates inflammation, and it does support nerve and tissue regeneration, just like the top 2 I aforementioned. Yes, it's popular in aesthetics, but here's the thing. Clinically, it's much more than a cosmetic peptide. GHK-U supports cellular communication and repair at a genetic expression level, which is why it's often discussed with the longevity research. So this is one of those peptides that just doesn't look like it's I'll get you feeling younger. It actually helps your tissues behave younger. So it's going to the core. And during the holidays, so when you're stressed, and the sugar intake is always a little bit higher, that's what really matters. It's a great complement to those things when you kind of get in a season of maybe a little bit of bad habits, right? Copper peptide is a great tool. So now let's dig into my number 4, the inflammation and gut regulator, which is also known as KPV. This is a short peptide derived from the alpha MSH. This is one that is huge, huge, huge for gut health, immune regulation, and inflammatory conditions. So KPV works by reducing inflammatory signaling, supporting the gut lining integrity, and then helping calm an overactive immune response. We're always like putting stress on the immune system. So it is always overactive. We're getting hit in multiple different directions. That's why KPV is such a great peptide for that. So in practice, we use KPV for patients dealing with chronic gut inflammation, autoimmune patterns of dysregulation, skin inflammation, food sensitivities, and systematic inflammatory load. So here's why KPV matters so much. You cannot out-supplement a dysregulated immune system, but KPV helps restore balance instead of suppression. So for many patients, it's the missing piece in finally calming that inflammation at the root of where it's coming from. Hope that helps. So number 5, my number 5 peptide is actually, I got a 1 and then a bonus. It's what I call a blend. As you can blend the others too, but this one is called CJC 1295 plus an Ipamorelin blend, the recovery and growth duo. Again, I use all these on a daily basis and micro supplementation, but this is one of the most well-known and effective combinations. Here's why. These peptides work together to support natural growth and hormone release, not synthetic growth hormone, your own. So the benefits here include improved sleep quality, better recovery, increased lean muscle support, which everyone needs as they age, enhanced fat metabolism, and improved energy and overall vitality. This combo is especially powerful because CJC 1295 extends the growth hormone signaling to become stronger and more resilient, and Ipamorelin stimulates and releases that without spiking the cortisol levels. So it keeps your cortisol levels at a neutral. So here's the translation. You recover better, sleep deeper, and feel more resilient when you want that, right? Without the harsh side effects of people associating with just older approaches. So for many adults, this is the peptide combo that makes them say, I finally feel like myself again. So in closing, I want to just wrap this up as we close out 2025. And here's what I want you to remember. Peptides aren't magic, but they are messengers. So when used appropriately under medical supervision, they can help your body do what it was designed to do: heal, recover, and thrive. So if you're curious about peptides, like I was, and I dug in, functional medicine or what personalized protocol could look like for you, head on to Alessi Functional Health and book an introductory appointment. So as always, if you heard this on the podcast, please make sure when you come into the clinic, let us know. And if you found value in today's episode, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who wants to feel stronger, younger, and healthier heading into the new year. So from all of us at Alessi Functional Health, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and cheers to an even healthier 2026. Thank you again for listening in to Health Decoded. I'm Matthew Tack, and I'll see you on the next one.
Thank you for tuning in to Health Decoded, where we break down the truth about all things health and empower you to take charge of your well-being. If you found value in today's episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. For more resources and personalized support, visit us at alessifunctionalhealth.com and sign up for our newsletter. To hear your questions answered live on the show, send them to ask@alessifxhealth.com. That's ask@alessifxhealth.com. Until next time, stay curious, stay empowered, and remember, your health is in your hands.